Jason Carl. Jason Carl. Jason Carl.
Let's tell a vampire story.
We here at McStabber Studios take the emotional well-being of our viewers very seriously. And due to the personal horror nature of Vampire the Masquerade, some of the content of our streams could cause some strong emotional responses. If you feel like that has happened to you during any of our streams, take a moment, take a break, mute the stream, or just skip an episode. Or if you decide that you want to sit through it and watch it, we are available in chat to talk you through it if you need that. Ultimately, we want you to take care of yourself. Do what you feel like you need. Thank you for joining us on this dark journey, and we hope you enjoy this episode of DC by Night, Vengeance Waits.
Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' DC by Night, Vengeance Waits. I am, of course, the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I'm Relyn, Shanky's wife, and I play Lily Sanger, Primogen of Clan Toreador.
I'm Lance. I play Steve Perry, the Primogen of the Clanless in DC.
I'm Jim. I play Quartermain, and I might live. I might pull Steve's ass out of the fire. We'll see.
I'm Katie. I play Locke, Hound of DC, and I may leave these fuckers to die.
And of course, we have our special guest returning player, Salador Mythica.
Yes, I play Dr. Philo Exeter, and I'm glad I don't know what's going on right now.
I don't blame you. When we last played last week, it ended on a cliffhanger. For Lily, who was with True Death, the Ventru, she did a little bit of an investigation with the Pontifex. And in the process, I had some information revealed about the Pontifex and his abilities that I think she's filed for future use, and got some good information about True Death himself, and maybe even something about the Ventru Pontifex, or Pontifex. Or Primogen, sorry, Primogen. I think it work. Ventru don't have a Pontifex.
And not only that, she put a little seed of something in the Pontifex's mind, too.
Yep. And she also had a problem where it was confirmed that the Black Magic Club had burned.
Yes.
And Raphael and Wayland are currently missing. Lily has a summon out, used her summon ability with a critical to try to bring
on both of them.
Yep. And Steve, Locke, and Quartermain were doing an investigation into what might have happened with Amos and Glenn, or Amos's shopping cart and Glenn. And they went back to a church they hadn't been to in a while. And in the basement, they ran into, I'm not going to say an old friend, an old adversary that they hadn't seen since 2017. Black Spiral Dancer that they met in LA. That the last time they saw him, or her, she was holding Dr. Samuel Ludlow in her jaws and running to the beach with him. A story that you've never had explained what happened with. But she's here in DC. And that's where we're going to return to the story. We're not going to return right away to the Steve and them part. We're going to leave that cliffhanger a little bit longer because Lily had to return to the club, of course. And
yes.
True Death wanted to examine the pill he had gotten from.
So he's going to go. He's going to be leaving.
Him and his van left.
Mm-hmm. And I had my two ghouls with me there.
When you arrive at the club, as soon as you get to the door, you can see Thomas is waiting on you.
Oh.
And he seems visibly upset.
Okay. I go up to him. What's wrong, Thomas?
Ma'am, he just came in. He's pretty fucked up. Not looking good.
Who?
Raphael. He's down in the basement rooms. He's resting. I mean, I can't say he's alive. He's downstairs.
Okay. I'll thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I thought you'd want
somebody
to let you know as soon as we saw you.
Wayland?
We haven't seen Mr. Wayland, ma'am.
Fuck. Okay, thank you. And I thank the boys for coming with me and for their service tonight. And I head downstairs.
You head downstairs and you go into one of the rooms.
One of the suites,
You know which one it is. The only one with the door closed at the moment. And when you go in the room, it's Wayland. Raphael. You're sure it's Raphael. He's burnt badly.
Fuck.
He's just laying in the bed when you come in, and he's moving, but he is burnt pretty bad. He's in rough shape. When you come in, he's Lily.
I go to his side.
don't know why I came. Something made me drag myself here.
What happened?
I don't know. We were sleeping. And we were both at the club this night at the Black Magic, and we were asleep. And all I remember is I waking up and there's fire around us. And I grabbed Wayland and he woke up. He was sluggish, but he woke up. And I knew we just had to get out of there. And as I was going for the exit, and we were trying to get into the sewer area where we knew the fire wouldn't reach us.
Take your time.
The building started to collapse. He shoved me ahead, and I watched as the fire just fell on him. And he screamed to get out, and so I did. And I laid down under the building for quite a while until I felt something pull me here, and so I'm here, but
you're
I
safe.
think he's dead.
I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna find him.
I don't know what happened.
The club is destroyed. I saw it myself.
Well, I saw there's no way it would have survived the fire, but I don't know what happened.
I'm going to look into it. You rest. You recover. If you need anything, you let my boys know.
I'll just stay here for a bit.
Are you hungry?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm sure, based on what I know and what I've dealt with Wayland, that I will be hungry later.
I'll check in on you later.
Thank you. And he
You're
reaches
safe.
his hand out and he touches your hand, and you can feel it's
I just
crispy
hold
flesh.
it. I just hold it gently.
Crispy flesh. He's missing a lot. But like most kindred, there's no blood or anything. He's just
burnt
crispy firewood.
Yeah. I'll be back.
Okay, I'll be here.
Okay. I head upstairs.
What do you do?
Karina hasn't called me back.
There's one person you know who's been investigating.
I've already
arsons.
left a message.
Yeah, but not.
And I'm going to call again.
You do have a text, Philo.
No, because I left a message with Goodfellow.
You left a message. Goodfellow did pass you a message that Lily was wanting you. Said there was a fire that she needed you to look at. But she didn't express that it was urgent with the first one, though I'm pretty sure now.
Yeah, at this point, because the only number I have is actually Goodfellow.
Yeah.
So I'm calling Goodfellow.
Okay.
Because I need someone to assist me. I've got to find either remains or something of Wayland in that.
Good evening, Goodfellow speaking.
Goodfellow, it's Lily.
Ah, good evening, Lily.
And she sounds distressed. Is Dr. Exeter available this evening?
Let me check a minute, please. Then you hear it's on mute, obviously. Are you available?
Yes, of course.
Yes, ma'am, he's available. I will get him shortly. And a Goodfellow brings you the phone, and he tells you, Miss Lily is on the phone, sir.
Thank you. Hello?
Oh, Dr. Exeter, it's Lily Sanger. If you're free this evening, I could really use your assistance.
Certainly.
And at this point, it's about 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and I know the hours are waning, but really, there's been a fire at the Black Magic, and Wayland's missing.
Where do you want me to meet you?
Couldyou meet me there?
Now, when you were last there was cops everywhere and fire.
Okay, well...
But, Raphael has just told you he fled to the basement, or through the sewer, to get out of the club when it burned.
Shit. Really?
She don't like going sewers, but,
Okay, meet me a block away from it. We'll find a sewer access
you can always
to get
present your way through the guards if you want.
Or there is sewer access to it. I'm going to work my way through the guards.
Yeah, you're a torador. You don't just
tell me what the fuck to say.
No, I don't have to tell you what to say.
I don't have
to. You're the torador. Use it. Use your power.
I'm going to, but stop.
Use the force.
You're being disruptive. Okay, so meet me there about a block away, and we'll find a way for you to get in if need be. Otherwise, you can join me. I should be able to talk my way in.
All right, call me if you can't find me.
Okay, will do.
Okay, so you're going to head over there and wait for him. Now we're going to flash back. You guys are in the catacombs of the church in the crypt area. Steve has turned around. Locke and Coterie have turned with him. Steve hasn't given an explanation yet as to why he turned, but he's turned around. This is where we'll pick up. You don't see the lupine yet.
Steve, we have to go.
What are you planning, Steve?
Why are we running?
Because it's a fucking lupine?
We took one down in the club before. It wasn't that
What's
much
this
of a...
wee bullshit? What's this wee bullshit? As the primary taker-downer of things, I feel that I have more of a vote in this situation. I think this is very dangerous and very not a good idea.
This is very dangerous. I will agree with that. But if you plan on fighting this thing, I'll back you up.
Do I know exactly like what the Black Spiral dancers are?
You've caught from the meeting you had with Mother and from other things that have gone on. You do know they're considered by the other werewolves to be a bane, a curse, horrible thing. You know they're werewolves, but your direct experience, other than that night in LA, and then of course from speaking with Mother, I mean, you've seen one werewolf go down. You know, and as much as Locke did most of the fighting, you did participate some, at least distracted a little, because it was you who hit first, so that it had less dice for Locke when she went in on it. So
remind me, we didn't have any standing orders about the Black Spiral dancers, did we?
Nope.
Okay.
Mother,
I will say,
hinted that she'd just like to see them dead.
Yeah. I will say that we know that this one's here. It might be best that we get out and inform others. But if you feel like you want to deal with this now, I got your back, brother.
And I'm thinking,
you idiots.
I'm thinking about what Quartermain's saying, that maybe, rather than us three dying down here, that it might be the better course of action to let Mother know to get out.
You will take a stain for leaving. That is your choice.
All right, I'll take the stain.
Because it is against your conviction to always stand your ground. And that is not standing your ground. But it seems your coterie has convinced you to, this time, discretion being the better part of valor. And you guys start running again. Death athletics from everybody. You can keep your rouse check you did earlier. For those that roused for extra dice, they still got the extra die. We're going to run again.
Ooh. That's better this time.
4.
The 6 critical.
6 with a critical, a 4.
Three.
So, this time, the one who is slowest, it's Coterie.
God, shit. God damn it.
Let's roll for her.
Come on, Quartermain, we gotta go. I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
You clear the front of the church and come barreling out the front. You see, coming around the back of the building, apparently used the metal door side exit that she was between anyway, so you couldn't have used at that point. It's not a wolf, it's not a person. It's that form you saw the one in the club shift to that night. Half man, half beast, big, monstrous.
8 feet tall.
8 feet tall, 4 feet wide, pure muscle. Not making a sound. The mouth is open like it's roaring or challenging, but not a sound. It's coming from her mouth. She's charging around the building. You think you can make it, even Quartermain might be able to make it to the car in time. You know you can. You have soaring leap. But it's a masquerade breach. Of course, then again, a giant half monster thing chasing you.
People are going to have their eyes on that.
Is a
more
masquerade
than us.
already gone too.
So,
Quartermain, do you have Soaring Leap as well?
Yeah.
Now that you're clear of the catacombs, you both can use it.
how about you?
No, no, I'm just.
Locke had 6 successes. She's
Oh,
booking fast enough that she's the first one out the building.
Fucking pie. We made a decision. I'm committing.
okay.
You flee to your car and you
Yeah.
get to your vehicle. And of course, she's at this point about 20 feet away when you hit your vehicle, coming fast.
Okay.
I assume you just hop in, crank it, and take off.
Yeah.
You pull off just as she reaches the back. And you can hear a swipe hit the back of your car. You feel it through the whole vehicle. But you do manage to pull off before she...
So she didn't do a pit maneuver on me then.
No, she
All right.
tried to get claws into the back and did, but didn't get a purchase enough other than you can hear the screeching of metal as she ripped the back of your car out. But you got away.
Is she following us?
Oh, yeah. Running
Jesus.
right down the middle of the street.
Oh, how
No
far
fucks
is Rock
given.
Creek Park?
Rock Creek Park is on the other side of town from southeast.
Damn it.
Rock Creek Park is actually northwest of Adams Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Can you?
I take out my phone.
Yeah. Good idea.
I call. Well, I have 2 options. I can call Tabitha and say, "I got a spiral on our ass. Get some lupines out here," or I can call somebody else who might be.
I can call Blood Liquor.
You know you're southeast. If you can get to the 295, you can. It's nighttime. It's empty. You know
Yeah,
she
we
can't
need to-
catch you on that.
Right.
Let's just
Get
head
open
straight
road.
to 295. Get over to Rock Creek. I'm going to call Blood Liquor on the way.
Yeah, and I'm gonna call Tabitha and see what other connections she has.
Yeah, it's tight keeping away from her on the
Mhm.
streets. But the moment you hit the open road on 295, there's no way in hell that lupine's keeping up.
Okay.
Because you can. I mean, that's 295. You can run it.
Yeah.
And you do. Leaving her behind, she stops running once it's clear she can't catch you.
Okay. About where did we leave her?
About on the exit to 295, because as soon as you hit the exit, you're not waiting for lights, or not. You weren't waiting for lights anyway, but you weren't
Yeah.
dodging cars. You weren't dodging things on the side of the road. 295, you just dodged the construction at one point and then take off.
Okay.
There's no way in hell she's keeping up at that point. When your car's not a sports car, it's fast.
All right.
Quartermain, you said you call Blood Liquor? Phone rings a few times. And it gets picked up. Why the fuck you call me?
Wanted you to know that ran into a dancer in Southeast.
What? Wait, what? Okay. Come to the park.
And I tell her the church.
Come to the park.
Comington,
I'll let Mother know.
on our way.
Okay. Go ahead.
You guys are heading over to the park.
And there's a much less calm call happening on the other side of the back seat.
And you call
of
Tabitha?
Buck talking to Tabitha. Going, fucking
And when
hell!
you call, she's, hey, what's up, Locke?
Hey, we just had a dancer try to break our car in half.
The night dancer thingy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to the wood place that is by the place. You know the fucking place.
You're going to the
forgot
park.
what it's called. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I wondered why Blood Liquor just took off out of here without saying bye.
That's useful. Thanks, Blood
Because she
Liquor.
came back to Purgatory after you left, but then...
Yeah, that's where we're heading now.
Okay, well, I'll keep the bar. I'll stay at the bar
Yeah.
if you need me. I
Just
don't know what I'll
whatever.
do if Blood Liquor
Be
can't
safe.
handle it, but...
Just be safe.
Okay.
It's a bar. It's not worth it. Bolt if you have to.
I know.
So, all right, bye.
She hangs up. Now, back to the club, of course.
I talked to Thomas before I leave,
Okay.
who has an appropriate badge to get us into a arson scene.
We can't use protective services, of course, because that doesn't fit here. Marshals? Maybe. Capitol Police would be best, I guess.
Do we have that?
Yeah?
Who?
Me?
Let's go.
Okay. Is it really? You know the risk we run when we do this.
Worth it.
Yes, ma'am. Let's do it. And you see him go over to
A safe.
a locker, and he opens his locker, and there's a safe in it.
Mhm.
He's got a little safe in it where they keep some of their special things. And he pulls out a wallet,
Mm-hmm.
puts his wallet back in there, switches it out. Yes, ma'am, we're ready.
Okay, let's go.
You get over there, and Philo, you were at Hotel Washington. Actually, you're not that far, just a couple blocks off
Just a
from
few
it.
blocks away.
No, but I definitely want to have Goodfellow wait for me and definitely take the rental vehicle we have,
Okay.
drive close by, and then I guess I'll go from there.
If you want to do close by, you could literally be on the northern edge of their domain, of the DuPont domain, because Wayland's domain actually touches the edge of theirs.
It butts up against it.
It butts up against it. It actually is located domain-wise between Locke's new domain and theirs.
And ours. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
It's
we
right
sandwich
between.
Wayland now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all got him in a sandwich.
Not anymore. He does. We can take that shit over.
It's Lily's.
So it doesn't take long
Okay.
for him to get there.
I have roused blush of life.
Okay.
So that I look
Did
alive.
you get hungrier?
I did not.
Okay, you're
I-
hungry too?
0.
0. Okay.
I will message Lily and say here,
Okay.
and I give her the street corner.
Okay,
that,
and I
that
tell-
I'm parked.
I tell Thomas where to go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and you see there's not as many cops there now.
Okay. Because we
the
are
fire
about a
trucks
block
are gone.
away.
The fire trucks are all gone. The fire's completely out. There's
Okay.
a fire marshal vehicle there, obviously.
Okay.
And there are a couple police cars, 2, maybe 3. The officers are hanging out at their vehicles.
Yeah.
They just seem to be there while the fire marshal's poking around right now.
Okay.
You have a feeling, though, that they're going to be packing up at some point because it's nighttime. He's going to need daylight really to see what he's looking into. They've got some spots up, but not enough to give him the full look. But
Does
yeah,
it look like they're going to be packing up soon?
yeah, you think so because he can't see much in the building even with the spots.
Yeah. Okay. So
They didn't bring enough spots.
I get out of the car and walk over to. Do you have a vehicle there, Dr. Exeter?
I have a rental.
and
a
are
rental?
you
Okay.
obfuscated or are you in a mask?
I am currently bundled up because
Okay.
and Goodfellow's in the front seat. I'm in the back
I
seat.
recognize Goodfellow.
Oh, yes.
So,
As soon
yeah.
as you walk up, Goodfellow lowers the window just so you see he's in
Yeah.
the front seat.
Okay. And I say, let's give them just a few minutes. It looks like they might be wrapping up. And if they don't wrap up in a few minutes, then I'll go talk our way through.
It
Tell her
actually-
I open up the passenger side and say, "Why don't you sit inside for a moment? Maybe
Sure.
there's something
Sure.
I can."
Thomas is like, ma'am, I will stay right here with the vehicle, outside the vehicle, and
Perfect.
just keep an eye out there.
Perfect. Okay. So I get in.
And yeah, you can see they're starting to pack up. You can have your conversation now.
I wanted to talk to you and the rest of your companions about this because this has something partially to do with you. I was sent here mostly because I'm supposed to greet the prince and make a good impression. I have a few other things planned, but this fire, I've investigated other fires that have happened in different domains, including the one that happened on your premises.
Thank you.
And, well, I've done it because pretty much that's my specialty.
Yes.
And I've discovered that this is not something which is a natural phenomenon that happened at each of these locations.
Up your
Cross-
volume just slightly, Celador, please. Just slightly.
Cross-referencing
Perfect.
various historical records in other unsolved
Arsons.
incidents. Yes, this particular one matches pretty much others that are, let's say, non-solvable because things like acceleration, combustibility, oxidization, the perimeter that it takes place in really defies conventional science. So I'm eager to actually see if this is something similar. If it is, then once again, I'm new to the politics here. I don't know who or what could have done this, but if I do find out, I need to report it to the prince.
Yes, and I understand. However, if you do find out anything specific about the one in my domain or in this location, I want to know first.
Absolutely. I once again,
because Raphael is Waylon's child. He is at my club, and he said that Waylon shoved him out, and the building collapsed on him. If Wayland is dead, I'm going to kill the motherfucker that did this myself.
Very well, but let's see. Even if there was a fire, being buried underneath rubble might not be enough to take someone out.
And that's what I'm saying. If Wayland is dead, I'm going to kill the fucker.
All right. Well, I would think that we need to secure this area, because if they do any sort of removal, let's say, and it happens to be during the daytime, which is likely, it's not going to be necessarily good for us.
Right. And we need to definitely look at it. And it looks like they are wrapping up. So we are going to be able to get eyes on it before they can get daylight on it.
Right. But we need to secure this area.
I'll handle that.
Good.
I'll handle that.
All right.
And because as you're having this talk, you see the fire marshal got in his vehicle and he's left. Police officers, all but one car is left. There's one cop sitting in his car right up in front of it, just sitting there. Watching the tape and everything to make sure, I guess, the scene isn't disturbed.
Okay.
But it's just one cop in a car, Capitol Police.
I tell Thomas to go up and relieve the cop.
If you want, I can give you a syringe with a sedative. Because
I can use my badge, ma'am. I can. Okay, ma'am, I know what I'll do. I'll go tell him I'm going to watch it for, a couple hours so we can go get some food.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
And I will place a phone call within that time frame to ensure this place is secure.
Let me get something from my trunk.
Sure.
Just some standard collection equipment.
I grabbed a bag from my vehicle.
Okay.
Has things like equipment, flashlights, things like that.
You see the cop car pull off, and Thomas leaning against a light pole right in front of it. He's just sitting there by himself now.
Okay. So I have my bag and taking Dr. Exeter with me.
Okay, when you get close to the building, Thomas goes, ma'am, he's a little suspicious because I didn't have a car. He just drove off, but I think he believed us. We've got at least some time.
Okay, that's fine.
To hit this and take a look.
That's fine.
Keep in mind that we might need additional assistance with this if, for whatever reason, someone of our kind is extracted during the daytime and they combust. That's a major problem.
I'm aware of this.
Okay.
I'm aware of this.
I don't know how long we have, ma'am, but I mean, for a minimum, y'all need to get started down.
Yes, absolutely. And while we're walking, because he said, where did Raphael say he pushed him out of? Was it the back?
They were heading towards the sewer. You don't know exactly where the sewer entrance would be, but I would imagine intelligence plus.
Because I've been at this club a number of times.
Intelligence plus. This is a recall thing. Either intelligence academics or intelligence awareness. One of the two.
Okay. Morale's good. Thank God.
Going to call upon the supernatural power of the blood.
Going to willpower.
Okay.
So I got 2 successes so far. That was a success.
Yeah, 2 successes. It's something triggering in your head somewhere, you think.
3, 4, 5.
You remember now, thinking about it, that there was a sewer grate coming off the loading area, and when you come in through the loading area of his club, the back entrance that you've come in a few times, there was in the main room that you come in through there, a sewer grate.
Okay, so we're going to, and I look at Dr. Xer and say, we need to go around back.
Okay.
That's going to be where, if he's there, that's where he is.
Excellent. So let's...
And as you step through, of course, the smell of the charred timbers is rough. Thankfully, there's no fire. It still makes you shudder a bit internally as a kindred because you're close to where the fire was just not long ago. But the building is pretty wrecked. It's not 100% burned to ground, but it's totally gutted.
Mhm.
You move around the back course, and there's tape that you ignore, crime scene tape. Thomas is going to stay out front just in case he needs to head people off.
Mhm.
But you come in through the back and you open it up, and you can see the interior. It looks like a lot of the building collapsed in on itself, and still burned for a while after. But you can see where the open sewer grate is.
Okay.
And rubble all around that area.
Wits awareness, I got 5. I'm looking around for any evidence
You
of.
can see some scraps of clothing where it collapsed.
Is it a specific area?
Yeah,
it's right by.
I am pointing where I'm seeing scraps of clothing.
And
Okay.
it's right by, not too far from the sewer grate entrance. It looks
Yeah.
like a couple. The upper story came down right about there. It continued to burn after it did, so it's the wood is not solid.
Yeah.
There's concrete bits in places, but you see bits of clothing right there.
Okay.
But nothing sticking out with the clothing.
Okay. Can we move the debris?
You got potence. So I don't have your sheet handy.
No potence?
No.
No. What's your strength?
My strength is 2.
Lily's is 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might want to bring Thomas in on that.
Okay, I'm gonna basically summon Thomas.
Okay.
Can I take out
Thomas? Yell
can I-
Thomas from in the building.
Yeah, I'm
so
gonna
he
yell
can hear
for it.
Can I take out a flashlight and just look
Yeah.
around?
Yeah,
That's what I'm
you
using
want to roll
too.
for you. Use your intelligence plus whatever skill you want to be using to investigate this location.
I'm going to do awareness, and I also have a specialization with sight.
Okay, there you go.
That's right. I forget he's got the special eyes.
Thomas comes in. Yes, ma'am.
We
I
need
can
to-
hear you barely, but
We need to move this debris.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And he starts. I mean, it's the big part isn't the moving of it; it's moving it and hopefully not causing another further collapse because it's raggedy there. He clears a little bit though. Let me roll some more dice while Philo's doing. You see, Philo's doing his thing.
Can I do scry the soul to see if I can sense him?
That is an interesting concept.
I rouse.
Excuse that noise. There we go. That was weird. My computer just wanted to reboot in the middle of a recording session.
It's time for updates.
Yeah. Screw you, Windows. It reveals the state of the psyche. It's going to be very difficult to pick up him without seeing him, but you can try it.
Well, I'm seeing clothing, so I know
Yep.
generally where to look.
Yep. So you got to do a rouse check.
I did, and I passed it. It's intelligence and aspects.
That's correct.
Okay. And I get an extra for my blood potency.
How many did you get?
3 successes.
3? Okay.
Okay, we're going to save that. I'm going to willpower.
Okay.
That's 3 so far.
You're burning your willpower tonight. for good
Actually,
reason.
that's 4. Okay. So I'm going to, let me mark off because I forgot to mark it last time. And that's 2 more. So that is 6.
Nothing. No hint of an ore, no hint of a thing. But while you're doing that, Thomas is cleared a bit, and you find more burnt remains of clothes. You can't really tell if it's, I mean, there's so much ash, you couldn't tell if it was kindred ash in it or not.
I would know if it's kindred ashes, they're oil.
They would probably have burnt off.
Not necessarily.
But his outfit, there's quite a number of bits and pieces of an outfit there burnt, mostly beyond recognition, but a couple pieces survived, blocked by chunks of concrete on top of it that would have stopped it from burning. And you're pretty sure that's Waylon's outfit there. But there's no body.
I holler out for him.
No
Nothing.
response. Philo, you're poking around and looking. 3 successes. Normally that wouldn't help in this case, but you've done some extensive investigations lately on these arsons, and it's similar, but it's not quite right. It looks almost as if someone has tried to create the same conditions, but used an actual accelerant.
A copycat. I say that out loud. This is not like the other ones. They wanted to make it look like them, but it isn't.
There has to be a towel somewhere.
I'm going to collect some samples. First, let me, please. I walk over to the clothing with the ashes.
Do what you need to do. I'm immediately on the phone to Karina. Do I have Art's number?
Trying to recall.
He was keeper?
But he's never had a cell phone
that I'm aware of.
That you're aware of.
So I have no way of getting in touch with my sheriff.
No, the only way you know to get hold of him was normally through Tabitha or Norton.
Okay, well, I do have Tabitha's number.
And you have Norton's number.
I'm going to call Norton first. Okay. Because I know he stays there. Calling Norton.
Hey, you got Norton?
Hey, Norton, it's Lily.
Wow. Hey, yeah. You need something need me to remove something?
No, I'm good.
I'm planning a job. I'm kind of busy.
That's fine. You plan your job. I'm wondering if Art's around.
No, he's not here right now. He was here earlier. You need him?
I do desperately.
I'll give him a ring and let him. Where do you want me to tell him you need him?
Black Magic. Now.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Yeah, I can do that. That's not a problem.
Thank you, Norton. You're a doll.
He doesn't have his van, though, but don't worry.
I'm sure he can get here.
I know he said Tabitha's got his van tonight.
Yeah.
But
thank you, darling.
Can't believe you let her use the van.
Okay. Appreciate it. And I hang up.
Yep. So while Philo's doing more investigating.
Yeah, he's investigating. And I'm doing that. And I'm also, once I get off the phone with Norton, I know Art's on the way. I'm calling Karina again because the bitch didn't call me back.
We'll come back to you in a second.
Okay.
You guys have ridden over to Rock Creek Park. Of course, you park right outside the park as always.
Yeah.
Because you don't drive through the park. When you get there, Blood Liquor is waiting at the entrance to the park, right by the parking lot.
I go look at the back of the car.
The whole trunk is shredded. 2 claws have gone into it and just ripped the thin metal all the way back. Almost had enough of a grip probably to have climbed onto the back, but the car was not a quality enough of a car for her to have a purchase. So the Cadillac she'd have probably been on the back of. Your car, not so much.
See, this is why you drive shitty cars.
I walk over to Blood Liquor.
She's like, hey, Q.
Thanks.
Had a problem, huh?
Yeah. And I'll
you
lay
guys
the
are
story.
Looking awful alive, or
I'll lay the story out. I'll lay the story out to her.
Check.
That I went to check the church out because of the whole Amos and Glenn thing. And we ran into a black spiral.
Wait a minute. You didn't hear a sound from her?
She's mute. We met this one out in L.A.
That bitch. Yeah, Mother's going to want to see you.
Hey.
Yeah, come on with me.
Okay.
And she leads you deeper into the park.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Okay.
I know the.
You know of her though.
We know of her. We could, if I smelled her, I'd recognize the smell.
Mm-hmm.
But
so would I now.
Yeah. And as you're walking through the park and she's talking with you, you notice you don't have a procession, but there's a lot of interest in you. You can see lurking in the shadows, at the edge of the shadows, various individuals watching you.
Always is.
Wolves watching you.
There always is.
Yep. And you're being shadowed by a number of them. Like always, your route of retreat has been closed while you're being escorted with Blood Liquor through the park. Yep. And you're taken to the same little amphitheater area you've always been taken to. There's no fire this night. But an old grizzled gray wolf comes out from behind the amphitheater. As she's moving towards you, of course, you see her shifting into the old woman that you know of as Mother. And of course, she nods at Blood Liquor, and Blood Liquor wanders off. And unlike the last time, you don't have an audience. The amphitheater has not been filled up with wolves and individuals watching. It's just you and Mother here alone. Blood Liquor tells me you had a problem tonight.
Yes, and I will explain the situation to her as well.
We know that one. Yes, Black Spiral indeed. You say she was in a church. Why?
Well, I don't know for sure. I'm wondering because the person who was previously there was it Jessica? No. What was her name?
That was Josephine King.
Josephine. She was going to be the prince, the sheriff of the other person that wanted to be Prince of DC. Yeah, it's confusing.
Your titles and the...
Yeah, it's confusing. It doesn't matter. She was there.
The kindred who had a lot of wolves.
Yeah, she was a gangler.
Ah, yes, I remember that talk. That was weird. So many wolf brothers bound.
It seems like that she was waiting there for someone to show up. And, well, we obliged.
An ambush?
Yeah, I think so.
What have you done to piss off one of those?
Well, that one, and I will tell her what happened out in L.A.
You say that one was forced to do something by one of your kind?
I don't know if they were forced or if they were working together.
No, I'm talking...
The going to the beach was forced, man.
Yeah.
The whole dominate thing? Yeah.
And she knows Malik, is what you were told.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is tied into the Malik thing, or if it's tied into the other thing, or if the whole thing's tied in together.
That whole pack needs to die.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
This is getting... And she chased you through the town.
Yeah.
In Krynos form?
Yeah.
You see, this is why I have these agreements with your types. In these days, that is not something that should be being done when the Inquisition is about.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't have done it if it was necessary.
It was bad enough that they were working with one of your kind. Now you suggest they might be working with two or more of your kind?
Might be working with whatever of our kind will talk to them.
Starting to seem like it. I mean, if they were working with one out in LA, they were working with one here. Who knows?
This does not bode well at all. Not at all. Something must be done about this pack.
Do you know how many of them there are?
Smaller than us. 8, 9. It's hard to get exact numbers. I mean, we could, if it wasn't for this damn Inquisition, we could just roll through there. It would be dangerous and it would hurt. We would lose many of our pack. But we could do it, except, obviously, that would cause too much of attention. It might be the doom of us all. And of course, it would leave the Karn unprotected.
So
I wouldn't ask you to do that.
No, but this is bad for all of us, that running down the street.
I agree. We need them out of town. We need to have it happen as quietly as possible.
They won't leave town. Like they want our Karn. They want to corrupt it and turn it, and pollute it.
So it means we probably need to join forces?
We had agreements before, but I guess in this case we may have to strengthen our agreements a bit.
Because we have a new sheriff in town, and he may find this interesting to work on.
And who's the sheriff?
Art.
You know Art?
Grey Wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. The guy with the van. Art Morgan?
Yes. We call him that because if you have ever seen him change form, He's a giant gray wolf.
Well,
Yeah.
him. He's my boss.
But I thought he was, to put it mildly, loopy.
Yeah, I think he's getting less loopy these days. I would be prepared for that.
I knew
He
him
is more
before.
like he was more like he was before.
I knew him before.
You did.
I've been here a long time, child.
That is very good to know because he's like that. That's what we're going back to.
Would you like to hear a story?
I would love to hear a story.
Sure.
Would you like to know who originally suggested this alliance?
Who?
Most think it was Nathan. Nathan was just the contact.
It was
It was
art.
Art. He just stopped being the contact because he stopped caring. As he changed.
Interesting. I'm trying to learn more about this old art because so far the only contact I have is somebody who only knew the new art. And that's
Interesting.
Tabitha.
We shall have to have a talk. But
I
not
would-
tonight.
No.
Tonight I'm going to have to send my pack out. My pack shall have to check. We must find out what has been going on. And why this one chose to do what it did in the moonlight in front of witnesses. Bloodlicker will be in touch with you, Coterie.
Okay.
Give me a few days to get some information, and I will have it relayed to you.
Alrighty.
And then she turns and walks off. Not a hint of the old lady or any of the infirmary you've seen her put on in the past. Not a bit. And within a few short moments, Bloodlicker is back at the amphitheater.
Okay.
Waiting to escort you guys out.
All right, we go.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to go back to where we were. Back at the Black
Magic, or what was the Black Magic?
What was the Black Magic?
Okay, so I've left the message for Art. I expect he's incoming. I let Dr. Exeter know. Dr. Exeter, I have our new sheriff en route.
Oh, I have evidence.
Good.
So I don't want to seem rude, but I don't want to be around when the sheriff comes.
That's fine. If you would like to take off, go ahead. I am the primogen of Toreador. I have to be here.
Understandable. One question about your...
You can hear a car pulling up out front.
Okay.
One
You need
question
to go.
about...
Thomas
Yes.
is still in the building with you, so you don't know who's out front.
Okay, Thomas, go see who it is.
He goes, you see him poke us out. You're not going to believe this, ma'am. And as he says that, you hear the clack, clack, clack.
Karina.
The door opens, and yes, Karina Dobson. Seneschal,
Fantastic.
with her notebook.
Nice of you
I
to
should
show
have
up.
known. I should have known.
What, that I'd be here already?
No, that when I got a report of somebody impersonating an officer at the Black Magic,
Uh-huh.
that it would be somehow one of your people.
Yeah, well, you owe me, so you can just wipe that under the rug.
Why do you think I came here?
Mm-hmm. This place needs secured.
It's burnt to the ground. I'd heard.
Wayland's
Rumors.
missing. Yes, our herald is missing. I'm going to go look for him in the sewers.
What about his child?
I have him. He's safe.
Just a point of reference
Yes.
here. Structure collapse, possibly body under rubble. If it's excavated during the daytime, possible masquerade breach, which is why I'm concerned.
I will make some phone calls.
Good.
And I will get this assigned to a special investigations branch.
Perfect.
I believe this was a terrorist incident.
Okay.
It'll fall under Homeland Security, and I'll have some of my people seal it off. I assume I've met you before, Dr. Philo, and I understand what the prince has had you do at various points. I assume you're going to want to be part of this.
I collected samples, yes, and I want to confirm a suspicion I have, which is that this is possibly a copycat and unrelated to the other fires which occurred.
I need resolve insight from Lily and from Dr. Philo.
Do I need lie detection?
Nope, just resolve and insight.
Okay.
Are you checking to see if he's lying?
No.
Okay.
I believe him.
Oh, 3 successes.
And I got 3 successes.
Okay. Copycat's interesting. Very interesting. Why do you think it's a copycat?
Oh, the presence of accelerant, a standard oxidation. It follows the same pattern. The heat, the burn rate, all those things are similar, but it's done mostly through a means not like the other ones. There's something different, which is why I need to analyze the samples I collected.
You're sure of this?
Oh, well, I'm fairly certain, but certainty can go much further if I analyze what I have.
I've got to go.
Okay.
Trust me, this will be sealed off.
Good.
And that is don't worry about the fake badge. Tell your guy next time if he's going to relieve somebody to bring a car.
Will do.
But I've got to go check on something.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And she very quickly exits the building.
Oh, and I do holler to her. Oh, and I did summon Art.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sure. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And she beats a hasty retreat.
Bitch didn't answer my call.
Something's upset her about this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got the main coterie the rest of the coterie coming out of the park. Nobody's fucked with your vehicle this time. Of course, I mean, do you have to?
It's already fucked.
Yeah. You could leave it there.
Plus, there's already been a story going around about what happened to the last one.
Yeah.
And Lily and Philo. Lily's wanting to wait for the sheriff. Philo's got some investigating to do.
Yeah, if Philo needs to leave to go investigate that,
you can.
Yeah,
you have the authority from the prince to stay if you want to be part of any of these arson investigations.
Lily, I do have a question for you.
Yes.
Your friend, what did he do? What was his, aside from being Harold, which I do know?
He was a stage magician.
Well, hopefully he escaped.
I hope so. That's why I'm going to go check the sewers.
Well, I'm going to accompany you if you're going to be going into the sewers.
Thank you. I appreciate
willingly
that.
Going into the sewers. That tells you how she feels about Waylon.
Yeah, he's important.
I suppose you're hoping he managed to blink out or something.
Or something.
Manner?
Yeah, or something. Because the sewer access is right there, so...
And I think we're going to take a break right here.
Yeah.
It's a good stopping point. I don't know how much longer, it's a great stopping point for this. So we're going to take a break for 10 minutes and to let Lily process with this one because this is an upsetting scene for her.
Yeah,
she liked Waylon.
I'm almost crying, guys.
So we'll let her get a little deprogram on this one and break it. And we're going to come back in 10 minutes and we'll see you then, everyone, and enjoy the break.
Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator who can't remain the prey, you have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you, or is it me? Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you, or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger, does it howl inside? Does it terrify you, or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in the world of lions. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within. Do you burrow within? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Allow me to introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, and that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? They call me blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, beautiful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Is your blood Bathory? I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered, all my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, put me up, shut me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Bathory, blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, beautiful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Is your blood Bathory?
Welcome back to DC by Night. That was a pretty tense scene for Lily before the break. For the rest of the coterie, I'll be honest, as a storyteller, I expected a fight, especially with Steve turning back, but somehow You guys avoided the fight, and just goes to show that storytellers' plans sometimes get derailed a bit, because I expected to give Locke a chance to put some beat down on some things.
I was totally expecting a fight, but
Yeah, I mean, I was, but
I didn't expect Steve to be reasonable.
he's got a stain to deal with
Miracles
at the end of the thing,
happen.
too. Right. Oh, no, he could fail that stain roll, and he could be at Humanity 4 by the end of the night.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to, Steve Paradise, Jesus, or Steve Paradise, he's going to be at Humanity 4 by the end of the night.
There's no if about it.
But where we left off, the Coterie, the main part of the Coterie, Steve, Locke, and Quartermain had just left Rock Creek Park. Where were you heading?
Well, I was just going to start a conversation with Locke saying, you know what you need to do next now, right? You probably should go let the prince know what's happened.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yes.
Are you going to have Steve take you in the vehicle with the ripped up trunk, or y'all decided it's time to...
It's still dark out,
I
so...
think we need to ditch this. I don't know. It's your fucking problem now, Primogen.
I love it.
I'm gonna go see the prince.
Do you want support?
The spymaster? I would love the spymaster to come.
Okay.
Y'all were witnesses. You can all go.
Yeah?
Yeah. And
You want to go, Primogen?
Sure. Let's go.
okay.
All right. Well, then we're taking the beat up piece
The
of shit.
jalopy.
The
We're going
hoopty.
to the Hotel Washington or the
Is it
convention center.
just hold on? Are the claw marks just
Just two right down the trunk.
okay,
Basically from where she tried to put her claws in and got her claws in, and then...
Couldn't hear you, Katie, over
Park somewhere nowhere can see.
Well, for the prince, you got to go in the basement, and you go into that
Somewhere
third...
nowhere can see
Yeah.
now.
Because you're down in that lower level, bottom, literally the last floor of
We don't
the
have to drive through-
parking
okay,
area where
sorry,
nobody
I don't
parks.
want to drive through DC with this ripped up ass trunk.
That's good.
So
I think it's looking pretty styling.
it feels
She's basically saying ditch the vehicle.
Put some LEDs on
Why
it.
don't we just rip the trunk off the fucking vehicle?
It's DC.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, that's normal in DC.
No, you'll get pulled over for that.
You will get pulled over.
No trunk.
All right.
Take it back to the club,
how
switch
far away are we
vehicles.
from
Yeah,
Prince?
all right.
I mean, you can always go back to the club and switch vehicles. Lily's, you're allowed to borrow her vehicles. She hasn't given a counterman. Steve in particular is allowed to borrow them, and no counterman's been given. So until she says otherwise, that the guards will.
All right, let's do
keys.
that. Let's go back and switch
Drop
out.
him out. Toss the other car under a sheet or something, and
No, once you got it in the
Right.
inside the club, you can fix it because he parks his car in the garage all the time.
yeah.
I did
Bondo.
leave a message with the guards remaining that if any of the rest of the coterie showed up to let them know where I am
Okay.
and what had happened.
Okay. So you guys are heading back to the club from Rock Creek Park. Lily and Dr. Philo are still there, and you guys can pick up where you were for now.
Okay, so
I know Philo had some things he was wanting to do before he went in the sewer.
yes, you have, and I just let you know. Okay, when you're done checking things over, let me know. I'd like to head down into the sewers.
I collected samples, so I should be able to determine if there's an accelerant. And also, I collected what was on the remaining clothing and some articles of clothing. So I think that should be sufficient for what I need.
Okay.
And I take out my actually, it's a camera. It's not a cell phone. It's a digital camera, and I just snap some shots really quick of the inside, just kind of along the top and along
As you're
the sides.
snapping those pictures, you hear the unmistakable sound of a Harley pull up out front. I mean, you can hear it.
Harley, a Harley.
Loud ass damn engine pulling up out front.
Okay.
And you hear it shut off out front.
Okay. I have a feeling who that is.
Is that art?
That's probably Art.
On Bloodlicker's Harley.
And Thomas, who's back to watching the door because he pulled what he could off the rubble. Ma'am,
Yes. Is it Art?
you're not going to believe it.
Okay. Try me.
It's Art
Yeah.
in a suit
On a Harley.
on a Harley
Uh-huh.
with a spiked biker's helmet on.
Cute. Okay. I walk
I
out.
swear he almost looks like a Prussian officer in a suit.
It's Hogan's Heroes, darling. Sorry, I'm saying my age.
Hogan!
So I go on ahead out.
And as you get to the door, he meets you as coming through the door. And yes, it's Art. Philo, what are you doing when...
He's still back in the back.
I know he's in the back, but the building is mostly gutted. You can see around. There's rubble, but you can... The interior is pretty clear in a lot of ways, but just bits of the level above it still there.
I'm basically playing interference to keep Art.
So, yeah, you can keep doing what you're doing. You can, I mean, if you obfuscate, you can't take pictures anymore, but you can keep doing what you're doing.
I think I have enough, so I'll just kind of go back and I'll just quietly stroll towards...
You saw where the if you're gonna
sewer entrance.
You know where the sewer entrance is that leads down.
Quietly go over there.
Okay.
Okay, so Lily is basically working.
Primogen.
Sheriff, I appreciate you coming on my summons.
Norton said it was important.
As you see,
What happened?
Wayland is missing. Fire. Suspected arson.
And you're not seeing a hint of the hippie tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Not one bit.
Oh, I'm not playing no games either. I'm a fucking Primogen.
Arson.
Mm-hmm.
Wayland's missing. Raphael.
Safe. Secure. I have him. Injured. Severely.
Kind or kindred, do you know what did this? What information?
There have been other fires in domains.
I'm aware of that.
This seems to be a copycat of those. It's missing something. I have an investigator looking into it.
I assume you've notified Karina?
Yes.
So she
It's
can
secure.
put her lid in.
Mhm.
Thank you. I smell the fire everywhere. Do you know where Wayland was?
I take him back.
Okay. And you see him sniffing around that area.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And I am about to go investigate the sewers just in case he was able to get away.
Seven success is pretty good, actually.
It is good.
Don't bother. Died there. If you've been around, you wouldn't have the ability. If your nose is sufficiently trained and been around a kindred, you know the smell of dead kindred. You know the odors left behind. I'm afraid to tell you, Lily, but the Herald has fallen. Do you know who did this?
Not yet. I'm
This is
looking
an
into
attack
it.
on the prince and his court.
I'm aware. As soon as I find anything, I will advise you. How's the best way for me to reach you in a hurry?
Pulls out a business card of all things. Just says Art Morgan, but it lists a newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
One that you've heard of before. It's a rag bag of the city.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially full of conspiracy theories and just crackpot schemes. But it says Art Morgan, contributing reporter. It has a phone number and he hands it to you.
Okay. Thank you. I will be in touch as soon as I hear something, Art.
This was an attack, and the ones who did it will be brought to justice.
Thank you.
Not only is this a break of the masquerade, this is killing of a kindred without permission.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think I called you?
This will be dealt with swiftly. Any info you find, bring to me.
I will.
Do not attempt to bring justice yourself if you find who did it. That is for the court and the prince, or in this case, the sheriff, to execute.
Understood.
Do you need Vicky's assistance?
No.
Tell Karina to send me anything they find.
Understood.
And Art walks out.
Good.
He didn't show any emotion other than maybe anger at what was done. And you see the coldness is taking control of him again. This is not the Art you met, but maybe it's for the better at this point. What is Lily going to do now? You don't see Philo around.
I walk out the way
And
I
Thomas
came in.
is shaking his head as Art leaves. Ma'am, you don't trust him, do you?
Look up at Thomas and the eyes are just full of blood tears.
Ma'am. I've been in the shit. I've seen combat veterans. That man is dangerous. He's a killer.
We have to go.
Okay. Do you need a break real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to stop the recording. It's one of the few times I'm going to stop the recording, but not go on break because we just did a break. So we're going to stop the recording, and I may even edit the recording out. We'll see. Okay. So now we're back. We had to give that little non-break for...
Yeah, sorry guys, I
Lily.
had to bawl my eyes out.
Yeah, she's upset that Waylon died, but
Yeah.
in the Kindred world, actions have consequences, and either he made an enemy or somebody close to him made a very important enemy who does not pull punches and does not do subtlety, does things brutally and just does it the way he does it. And we're going to pick up from there. You're heading towards the sewer? Because you figured if you don't see Philo, he said that's where he was going. So.
Yeah, so I head towards the sewer entrance and...
Is he gone?
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. No sense hunting in the sewers. He's dead.
All right.
Sheriff's an old gangrel. He could smell it.
And when you were in the sewer, you could see
Could you
where
speak
Raphael...
up just a little bit? It's a little...
Quiet.
You're quiet.
You could see where Raphael fled into the sewer. You can see where his burning clothes were extinguished by the water in the sewer. Because there's little bits of burnt shit all over the place. But you can see where he basically dived into the hole, or was shoved into the hole, and hit the water, and was put out in a lot of ways. You can see the scuff marks and little bits and things from where he drug himself towards the club when Lily summoned him.
Yeah.
Because he was probably laying right here.
Well, I'm sorry, Lily. I'm still going to run these tests.
Please do. And if you figure out anything, please let me know.
Absolutely. I noticed some other scraps and bits down there. Your friend, were they injured?
Yes.
I can help you. I can procure some blood for you if necessary. Perhaps something medicated to help deal with the pain.
That would be fantastic.
I'll have a chat with Goodfellow shortly and make sure that's delivered to you. I understand you're upset. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. Thank you. I did want to... I did want to discuss some business with you, but tonight is definitely not the night. Let's plan to meet another night.
Absolutely.
Because I think we could have a very beneficial arrangement for the both of us.
Yes. Let me speak with Goodfellow.
Yes.
Are you going to be safe getting back to where you're going?
I will be. I'll be heading back to my club.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your quick arrival. I appreciate your assistance this
Are
evening.
you going to head back to the club with her, or are you just going to
I'm going to speak with Goodfellow. I'm going to tell him to get some blood, perhaps something with an opiate in it, so it can help her friend deal with the pain. And I want him to bring it to the club.
Okay.
And I will actually walk over to Lily if I have enough time before she leaves. And I will say, let me go with you back to the club. Goodfellow will bring
Thank you.
what your friend needs.
Thank you.
As you guys pull into the garage.
Yeah.
You have any talk you're going to do in the quick car ride? It's not far.
I'm not talking right now.
As you pull into the garage, right after you pull into the garage, another vehicle, Steve's, pulls in right beside you in the garage. And his trunk is ripped. Somebody ripped his back door all up. His back trunk. No more junk in his trunk. It's gone. And obviously, Lily can't hide when you see her getting out of the vehicle, the discomfort. Of course.
Hell, she's got freaking blood stains down her cheeks.
And you see, of course, Dr. Philo's here.
Yeah, I'm not looking too cheery.
But he takes it a little better than she does, obviously.
What happened?
The Herald is dead.
Wayland?
Yeah.
How?
Arson. Raphael is in the basement. He has a suite and he is severely injured.
Okay. All right. Feeding that.
I already have the Seneschal and the sheriff involved.
Okay.
Just to review, I've been investigating these things since I've came here. The previous arson attempts that happened in other domains, they were of a supernatural nature. This does not seem to be that way. This seems to be an act of arson. There does seem to be a conventional accelerant. I did take samples and I will be doing tests.
Okay. All right. Okay, I have more things to report to the prince. Fuck, and she starts taking notes in a little notebook.
Locke, it'll get reported to the prince already. You don't have to report this.
I'm already on the way to report
That's
something.
fine, but you don't have to necessarily report this.
I think I might.
Well,
I'm the fucking hell.
hopefully he should already know.
Well,
Karina and Art know.
It doesn't hurt for me to say something.
Okay, go for it. I'm going to go ahead and head in, guys.
You're going to ask what happened to Steve's vehicle?
I don't even care.
You don't even care? Okay.
Hey, Shanky.
Yes.
While they're all having a discussion, I go off to the side and I attempt to call Karina.
Okay. Phone rings. He answers, though, this time. What's up, Q? Kind of busy.
I understand. Just wanted to let you know, Black Spiral Dancer ambush at the church.
Oh, she has a secure phone.
Yeah, it's Karina.
She has a
She's
secure
the only
phone.
one you can safely do that with.
Yep. Black Spiral Dancer ambush at the church.
Really?
Really. Have been to the park, have talked to Mother. The timetable on dealing with the Black Spiral Dancers may have escalated.
That would coincide with y'all killing me this night. Not
I'm
literally.
off to talk to the. I'm off to talk to the prince.
But y'all are killing me this night. I suppose that's why I'm trying to squash down on news reports that some man beast was running through Southeast.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get. It's going to get relegated as one of those strange but true urban legend things that, kind of like Chupacabra for DC.
I've heard about that. I've heard about that.
Nobody seems to have gotten it on cell phone, which shocks me. But overall, God damn it, this is just getting crazy tonight. Black Magic burned down. Did you hear about that?
Just now, yeah.
Yeah. And Arch demanded to see the prince, and I've got to see the prince, and all hell, Jesus Christ.
I guess I'll see you there.
Great. Yeah. Okay.
Party.
Yeah, party. Well, I'll see you there. I've got to go. I've got Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Bye.
She comes off the phone.
All right, gang, we got to go. Let's go.
All right.
Okay, you two go. I'm going to stay here at the club. I have someone to take care of.
All right.
I get on the headset. Can I have Scott, please?
It's fine.
Okay. And Scott comes down, hops in one of the SUVs.
Where is Dr. Exeter going?
He's still here at the club with you at first.
Okay.
I'm waiting for
Goodfella to come back with the blood and the drugs.
Okay.
And
I look at Dr. Exeter and I say, I'm going to check on Raphael. I'm also going to see if possibly the Pontifex has something that can help accelerate the healing.
Now, see, from a fact that normally vampires have trouble drinking blood bags because of Locke doesn't, but because of the fractionalized and everything they do. But the way you've seen in the past with Dr. Philo and the way he's talking now, he's bringing blood, not fractionalized, not coagulated blood bags.
Yeah.
That doesn't have some of these limitations.
He's going to be bringing a blood bag with legs?
No, you can get blood. If it's taken and preserved correctly, it won't last long. But you can do it without the coagulants and the fractionalization. It just doesn't last long.
Right.
But if you get it and quickly do it, and you have knowledge of certain possible preservation systems that certain, shall we say, networks have developed, they can preserve blood in forms that are transferable a lot easier.
Cool.
It's
still better with legs.
I tell Thomas to await Goodfellow's arrival with Dr. Exeter and bring them down to me in Raphael's room. When
we can try to make him more comfortable. Perhaps some topical solutions or bandages at the very least, so his skin isn't rubbed.
They don't really help, but
the bandages, he wouldn't have to look at him burnt up at least.
I'll look at him however he is. I don't care.
I understand.
He's still here at least. So Thomas will escort you because you don't have access to our elevator systems or security systems, so he'll escort you down once Goodfellow arrives with the blood. Okay.
And you're left there waiting for Philo's servant to come with...
I'm going downstairs.
Yes, I know. I assume you're going to go down sit with Raphael. And the Coterie's heading over to the prince.
Before we head over, I downed 2 of my bags.
Okay. Are you at blood potency 2?
I'm not hungry.
No.
Were you at blood potency 2 or are you still at 1?
I had 2 hungers. I'm still...
Well, what is your blood potency?
1.
Okay, so yes, you still get full use from your blood bags. Because the moment you hit blood potency 2... you have to use 2 bags for 1 blood point.
Fuck that.
Sorry, 2 bags for 1 hunger. We don't have blood points in 5th edition.
Before Steve, Quartermain, and Locke leave, is she going to be okay alone?
Well, that's why Steve's staying back.
Oh. All right.
I mean, she's generally fine. She just, she's tired. She gets upset. She gotta just let a bitch be upset for a while.
Just don't piss her off because somebody might get eaten.
Someone she seemed very close with just died. And aside from the conventional concerns of there being a murderer committing arson and somebody in her clan being killed and somebody within the prince's court who was Harold being killed, she seemed to know them very well and care about them. And I know I'm an outsider here. I don't really know what goes on in terms of your interpersonal lives, but I don't know who this person is to her, and I feel very bad that this happened. If anything happens tonight, for example, please let me know, and I just want to help at this time.
I think she'll. It's going to suck, but we've got to go tell the prince this shit now because
I understand,
and she needs to compose herself. But I think that
I'm sitting in the SUV going,
okay, fine. Right. Biggest thing I'm worried about, she's gonna go try to fucking drink somebody down. Bye, and she gets to do that.
And Steve is not the person who's going to convince her not to drink people down. No,
this is all fine. Whatever, fuck it. Let's get to the prince. Come on, let's go.
You guys leave. You head down to Raphael.
Yeah.
When you go down, he's awake, of course, because it's nighttime, and Kendra don't actually sleep.
Yeah.
He's still laying in the bed. Still burnt up.
Yeah.
He's pretty fucking toasty.
Yeah.
He's wearing some clothes. Looks like he's wearing one of your guards' clothes. It might be Jeff's, I think. Put something on him so he's not wearing just burnt rags.
Yeah.
When you come in, he actually sits up. And it's obvious he's in pain all over, but
I'm having something delivered for you to help with the pain.
I didn't think drugs.
If it's in blood.
I know if it's in. Wow. Okay.
I got you covered.
I've seen. I know how some of it works. I know I'll be better in a few days. How's Wayland? Okay, I understand. He always told me I'd outlive him.
I'm so sorry.
We've been through a lot. We were close for a long time. And he always said I'd outlive him, which I always thought was a joke because he was what he was and I was something else before. Don't feel bad. He went out the way he'd want to. One last chance to protect what was his. His child in this case, his friend. You never heard what made him what he was, did you?
No.
I'll tell you a story about him a number of years ago, before he was even embraced. One night, him and I were coming out of a club. Wayland had just done a show. Small time thing. We weren't really popular. We didn't have the black magic. Came out of the club.
At this point, Lily sits down to listen.
And some guys thought they'd start shit. And they did. We knew how to fight. We'd always known how to fight. Until the gun came out. And that was the night Wayland killed both of them. And that's when, I guess in a lot of ways, Wayland was created. Did it to defend me, to save me, protect me. He snapped their necks. It wasn't even kindred. He was kind. Snapped their necks. But that was the night that he became Renee, who he always was, but wasn't. And he became Wayland, who he always was, but wasn't. The two sides that could never reconcile the two halves, the side that would do what he had to do, and the side that was the charmer, the con man, the face, the persuader. He died that night and became two people, saving me. For him, he made his choice. He could have got out, I'm sure, and left me be buried under that rubble. I'd seen how fast he could move. He chose the other way. Don't feel bad. He wouldn't want you to. But you know what he'd want you to do? Get vengeance.
Oh, that's not a question.
Make them pay.
Darling, it's
As
what
he
I
would
do
tell
best.
you, there's rules on the street. And you don't let someone do that without a retaliation.
Agreed. As soon as I find out who,
Let me know.
we'll do it together.
That's what he wants. And don't worry, at some point when I'm feeling better, I don't know how that would work. Normally we'd pour one out for him, but I mean, I guess we could bleed out somebody. You're going to have to fill me in on how this works now, because there's certain customs we did, growing up and together for so long. There's certain customs that I don't think apply to kindred like they should.
Really.
But we'll make them apply. And we'll pour one out in his honor.
Okay. That sounds good.
And we'll just make sure whoever did it dies at least the same way.
Spectacularly.
But we won't give them the option of saving someone in the process. We'll make sure they die and stay dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys ride over. Lily's going to be in there a while with the prince, so or with the Raphael, just sitting there. And Raphael, he spends the next couple hours, honestly, for now until we have something pop up that you want to distract till Goodfellow gets there at least, telling you stories about him and Wayland and him and Renee.
Basically, they're having a vampire wake.
We are having a wake. Yes, we are.
He's telling you about him and Renee and him and Wayland. Sometimes you can tell he's talking about one or the other, but using the wrong name. And sometimes you can tell he's talking about the distinct parts of their personality, because he's watched back when they were whole.
Yeah.
He even tells you something that you'd never thought you'd hear about the night of.
Yeah, what happened?
No, about the night he was embraced by Angelique. Raphael knew the story. Raphael tells you the story.
Fucking
that coming out of once again, another bar. Coming out of the bar. He had just met, actually, it was coming out of the Black Magic. He had met Angelique there. And Raphael knew this now. At the time, none of them knew what it was. But it was some brouhaha. who decided they were going to rough up Angelique. And he went to defend her and died for it. And Angelique, in her being who she is and what she is in her emotional way, because she is very much an emotional toreador in a lot of ways, as you saw with Piter.
Yeah.
She couldn't stand that this human who had tried to defend her against two Bruja and died for it would be lost. And she'd embraced him in that moment of panic. And while Wayland didn't remember, because Angelique wiped his memory, Wayland didn't remember. The memory wipe never took on Renee. Renee
That's
remembered
why
it
he
all.
didn't think the bond would take.
He remembered the whole thing. And he had admitted to Raphael one night when Renee was in control. Renee talked about it. They never respected Angelique for that because she was weak and didn't admit to what she'd done. And that was a problem. She did it. That was, her choice. And he didn't begrudge that. But she should have, stood up. She did it. She should have, admitted what she did. But she didn't. She was scared. And he knew the politics involved later, but he never forgave her for it. And that's the story you're told. And that's what you're doing while the Coterie heads over to
the Prince.
The Prince. And you get over to the Washington Conference Center. And of course, you pull into the basement. Same place as always, all the way down, bottom level of the basement, all the way down. You pull up outside the door. And parked outside the door this night is a Harley Davidson cruiser. Nice saddlebag set up. I mean, it's a nice cruiser. It's not Bloodlickers. It's a nice bike, though. You don't know. You've never seen it before. And then beside it is the Lexus that you've seen so often associated with Karina.
All right.
It's a party. Let's do
Hound,
this.
you're up.
Yep. And Locke takes the lead.
Okay. And you step in, of course, through the outer door, and you come into the room where the one guard. Except tonight, he's not one guard. There's 4 guards in the room.
Okay.
2 by the elevator, 1 at the desk, 1 standing beside the desk, and all of them are armed.
I bet they are.
Okay, cool.
And of course, when you come in, the guards just nod at you. You guys are all, you 2 are accepted.
We can go in?
The guard at the desk just nods, and you see the elevator door open.
All right. Go in.
And you ride the elevator down.
Hey, Bob.
The guy doesn't even acknowledge you, as always. But you ride it down. And, of course, no buttons. Muzak's playing in this elevator.
I can't believe he kept that.
It's an odd thing.
Quartermain just whistles to it.
And you get to the bottom, and the door opens, and you're in the outer waiting area, the entry, the foyer, whatever you want to call it.
The terrible version of take on me. And get out of the elevator.
The main doors, the doors coming out of the elevator, the actual doors that lead to the throne room are wide open. There's nobody in the outer chamber.
Okay.
And you can see Stanford on his throne talking with Art and Karina. And of course, as soon as the elevator doors open, Stanford starts waving you in.
Yep. And it's full court, isn't it?
Quartermain, Hound Locke.
Prince.
I've been hearing interesting things from both the sheriff, and you see Art standing there. He's in a suit. There's a motorcycle helmet sitting on a side table with a Prussian, with the spike on top and everything. Just sitting on one of the side tables in the room, like he just laid it there as he came in. And he's in his full suit. His hair's pulled back in a ponytail tonight, which I guess Locke had said he was one hairband away from.
Yeah.
And beside him is also the Sinchow, Karina, and she looks off-put at the moment, like she's unsettled.
A lot of shit has gone down. It's fine. It's probably fine.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a night.
If you've come to tell me about what happened at the Black Magic, I'm aware. I have been told I have to find a new herald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not really why we're here.
Yeah, we actually had a separate incident tonight.
That's good because I can find a herald. One less rose. So the garden gets cleared.
So our problem is actually with a black spiral dancer that's in town.
Karina hinted.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And she starts going into all the details. That the church had some kind of word against small animals getting in. That she doesn't really know how it works, hasn't had a chance to look into it. The dancer was in there. It was a mute dancer that we knew in LA that is attached to both Malik. Well, what we care about, it was attached to Malik.
Karina, did I put the blood hunt on Malik yet? And Karina goes, no, sir. Art, I don't have a herald. Make sure everyone knows. As of now, Malik is no longer allowed to be existing in my domain or anywhere my reach extends. Do continue, Hound.
Okay. So we got out. It chased us through part of DC, stopped at 295. We called Bloodlicker, who told us to come to Rock Creek Park to talk to Mother. We spoke to Mother. She said that this group of Black Spiral dancers is 7 to 8, and she looks at Quartermain. Is that right?
She said 8, yes.
8. There's 8 of them, and she feels like this needs to be resolved sooner rather than later. On their own, they don't feel they can resolve this quietly, which they would want to. So it may be time for a strategic alliance that is strengthened beyond what we currently have. And that's what we have about the dancers, I think. And she goes back and looks at her little notebook.
And Karina told me there was an incident that will have to be taken care of with that.
Yeah.
So work with Mother. Art, work with Mother. I think it's time for that nest of vipers to definitely be removed.
They've caused quite enough trouble.
Yes, between this and that incident from before where there was a raid on Elysium.
Mm-hmm.
Before, of course, I took over, but yes.
Yeah, that was the night of what's his name's execution.
Yes, that was Emilio. Was it
Emilio? Yes, Emilio.
Yes, that one.
And by the way, this church was also the same one that
My bad.
I think William was slightly breathing on her mic, so we had to fix it.
This was also the same church where the never got to be a sheriff, other gangrel king was hanging
the one
out.
that you thought was associated with the working with Second Inquisition.
Yes, that one as well. I think maybe the church just needs to kind of go. It just seems to be just every
stone.
Oh,
yeah,
it was.
Yes.
Yeah, it's stone.
I'd say burn it, but I guess we can't do that.
Yeah. I still want to go back and get a good look at it.
Yeah.
Because I still think that somebody's left something there.
Mm-hmm.
This thing seems to be the center of too many things. That's where we found Ivan too.
Should I put Victoria on it? I could.
Would Victoria investigate or
to check it out, I guess, and to watch it. I mean, I could pull it off of watching Chaz for now. Just to keep an eye on it, just to see if someone else shows up.
I can go back and take a look at it. It's not that big of a deal.
It's definitely a problem with these Black Spiral dancers.
Just as long as I'm not ambushed again.
Why that fool Vitel did not eliminate them when he had his chance long ago, I will never know. But he should not have let them set up in his city in the first damn place.
Mm.
But we can solve it. I know how. It's pretty easy, actually.
Yeah, how?
We'll murder them all.
Yeah, that's actually really effective. That's a good way to make people go
I
away.
believe that's the best way to handle any problem, isn't it?
Oh, yes. So yes,
Root them out with fire and burn them out.
we'll work with Mother on that one.
And Art.
Art. Yes, we, as Hound and Sheriff. And she just kind of looks awkwardly at Art.
And Art is standing there with a passive face, not showing any emotion, and he's actually standing rock still. I think this is the most you've ever seen Art stand still.
Okay.
I will aid the Sheriff however he needs to be aided.
And for the next few nights, the Sheriff has decided his primary focus is this arson. I told him it was not as pressing as dealing with the Black Spiral, but he has decided that he feels it's more important. So,
Would you prefer me to talk to Mother then? Start that coordination?
you can. You said she would be getting back to you?
Yes.
We'll see how many days that takes. Well, the court is down one Torador. Down Glenn as well, though. Have you seen Glenn yet?
Still working on it, boss.
We've lost Amos. We've lost Glenn. Rachel. Wayland. Good riddance in some ways. Cassandra was never ours. A lot of deaths. Oh well. Still not as many as we had in Providence.
Out of character.
I need
out of character.
Yeah.
Have we brought up the Jack situation with him?
Nope. I need
okay.
insight.
I'll leave that one.
I want to get wits insight out of Locke and Coterie.
Okay.
Wits insight.
Well, that's 3 all died.
Actually, I think you did bring up Jack.
A little bit, but not fully. Not everything that they've had with Jack.
That he was found.
Yeah, but not
on
the
camera.
Not the late, but not what the actual results of that was.
Right. He doesn't know, but that's on the Warlock to fucking tell him.
Right. And actually, Locke and Coterie don't know what Grigori said about it because that was only to Lily.
Mm-hmm.
And you told the Pontifex, who also, they don't know what the Pontifex was told.
So 3 dice I rolled and I got 4 successes. I know it's still probably not going to do shit.
I got 7 with the critical.
You both catch when he mentions the body count's not as high as in Providence. Karina slightly flinched.
I think, that'd be a flinching moment right there. Because we know what happened in Providence.
Oh, yes, that's legendary. Well,
Hell, we were told.
infamous, I think is a better term.
I think by them.
We got the full story from Nathan and him.
Oh, yeah, because Stanford bragged about it.
Yeah,
though the way True Death treated that discussion and Karina's treated it was not something they felt should be bragged about. And your impression you got from Anton in your limited engagements, it wasn't something Anton wanted to see bragged about either.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd probably brag about that body count too, but...
So, we'll see what we uncover. Karina thinks she has a lid on all this. We shall see.
I'll give her whatever help she needs.
Do that. If there's nothing else, I have to talk things with my Seneschal and my Sheriff. Hound, he will inform you of anything you need to know.
Thank you.
You're dismissed.
He leaves.
Okay, then y'all leave. Flashing back to club. Goodfellow arrives. And of course, you're told immediately. And Philo does Goodfellow just hand you the stuff? So did you bring it down, or do you have him come with you?
I'll bring it down. Okay. He doesn't need to see
all this.
Yeah.
So Philo's Thomas comes on the headset, ma'am. Philo and I here outside the door. Do you want
Come on
me?
in. Come on in.
Goodfellow, any problems?
No, sir.
Okay, excellent.
I mean, we still had some on hand, of course, sir. So, I just pulled them from the stash. I believe you've got a pickup arranged in a few days anyway, so we should be fine.
Excellent. All right.
Oh, by the way, Ludlow returned, sir.
Was he lucid?
No. He left lucid. He's back kind of Ludlow-ish.
Will
I locked him in his back room for now to keep him from wandering out, sir, but
he's going to be mad when he gets his senses about him. But we'll deal with that at a later time. All right. Thank you.
And he goes back out to wait at your vehicle. Yes, Steve.
Well, while Lily was in talking with Raphael, and I had a few moments alone with... Okay.
You can have your talk with Philo. I was muted. I just realized. You can have your talk with Philo right now while before Goodfellow showed up, so you two can do a scene if you want to do it. Go ahead.
All right. Dr. Philo.
Yes.
Some things have come up that have concerned my history and what I think may have happened. I really need to arrange a meeting with Dr. Ludlow to talk about it. But while we're talking, I noticed that you have some familiarity with blood work.
I do, yes. It's not my specialty. That's more Goodfellow's territory. I'm more of a forensic pathologist. I know how to find people who are missing, things of that nature.
Okay. Kindred that are missing, or kind?
Either.
Okay. Could you... Let's see, how can I put this? If I were to offer you a sample of my blood, could you tell me its origin?
No.
Interesting concept. Yeah, I know what you're angling for.
Unfortunately, I deal more with mortal blood than kindred blood. Kindred blood is much more, how can I put this, elusive. I might know someone who would be able to, but I don't usually like dealing in those exchanges because of certain proprietary things that happen when your blood or someone else's blood gets into somebody else's hands. If I can conduct the research myself, I would, but unfortunately, it's not something I'm good at doing. I would be able to tell you, for example, more about a person than you.
Okay. Well, nevertheless, I still need to have a meeting with Dr. Ludlow whenever he becomes available.
Absolutely. Once he's available, I'll let you know.
Yeah, you don't know yet because Goodfellow hasn't shown up that he's not lucid. When you last saw him, he was lucid, but that's...
Knowing where he is and knowing he understands where he is are two completely different things.
Because a few days ago, he came back from Baltimore, and he was uncharacteristically hungry. So, between now and then, he had to have fed at some point. So, while he was lucid when you last saw him, good chances, though, that he's going to have fed at some point. And Goodfellow can't stop him if he's lucid because it's Ludlow and he can do whatever he needs to with Goodfellow with his mind and get out anyway.
Yeah, I'm not exactly happy about that, but...
Yeah.
All right. So,
but there we go. So that you good now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so now, yep, good.
So Thomas
Thomas doesn't come in. He stays. He doesn't want to see this.
I know.
He stays outside the room because, in his opinion, and you can tell, that should be a corpse in there. Not that many burns. It should be a corpse, not somebody talking and moving.
But if something like that happened to Lily, he would be responsible for her.
Yes, he would. But he would still think you should, it's different because he's bound to you.
I know.
And he has a different loyalty feeling.
I know.
When you come in, yes, you see that the kindred in front of you, you've never met Raphael, but the one in front of you is definitely 80% burnt.
Yeah.
He was close to
expiring.
Yeah, even if I did meet him, I probably wouldn't recognize him in the state.
He's missing his hair. He's got clothes on that are in one piece. That's obvious, but yeah, he has no hair left. His face is just a mess of burnt flesh that's cracked. And
Raphael, this is Dr. Philo Exeter. He can be trusted.
I look as bad as you, Doc.
I wouldn't go that far. At least this doesn't hurt. Hold on. Yes. So what I have here, it's a metal briefcase. I'm just going to open it up. I'm not sure if you're. Can you stand up?
I can. He stands up.
Okay. I just want to make sure that if you're drinking, everything is fine. And
I didn't think I could drink from bags, so Waylon told me that
this blood is specially processed, so you'll be able to. Once again, it's something of my specialty. I am
even when I'm burnt and fucked up. You got to teach me something. Is this how it's always going to be?
You are always going to learn something, darling.
So, is there a side table next to where he's?
Yes,
it's a furnished room.
It's a furnished suite.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll put the briefcases down. I have little stands. I hang them up, and the bags themselves are actually kind of warm.
Okay.
And I hand him a tube. Please.
Okay. Do I just?
Yeah.
Yeah, just drink, darling.
Like you would a drink.
Capri Sun.
Like a Capri Sun, yes.
There's on the TV.
Yeah.
And he drinks from it. And you can see his eyes kind of roll back a little.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
There's something in there for the pain. Just so you know.
Morphine.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And felt that since there's a story with that too. I gotta tell you, it's
I would love to hear all your stories.
we did some bad things as
Of
youth.
course.
Do you want me to leave the two of you alone?
If you don't mind.
Not a problem. Just if you can, please return the briefcase and the packaging.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I will be in touch.
He looks like he's less in pain. He's a little glazed over, a little more chatty. Tells you a lot more stories. And we're going to leave Lily and Raphael, I think, right there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think the rest of this until dawn.
I'll probably sleep in the room. I'll
pass out
in the room with him
as he's
I'll
relating
stay by
and,
his side,
and telling you stories about him and wild adventures of him and Renee. You know how he went from a guy that was from money, that went to a nice prestigious school, but always ran the streets, turned him into a pickpocket, a con man. I mean, they did 3-card Monte. That was their game. Got so much money off of Forrest in New York. Spent years and years in New York before that murder that caused him to flee to D.C. That night that he broke and became Renee and Waylon, that they came to D.C. and either in the city. And for Locke and Quartermain coming back, you leave the prince's domain and hop in the car. And Scott's like, "Where are we going?"
I don't get in the car.
Okay.
I say go on without me.
You
You okay?
picked a hell of a time to quit. I mean, I'm happy for you, man. I'm not holding it against you. I'm not.
Yeah, it seems like I'm still working though, doesn't it?
You know what? You gotta let it go. Let me fuck it up if I have to.
No, I still got some things I got to finish.
The difference is before you did out of duty, and now you do it from choice. And there's actually a difference in that when you come back to free will. You choose what you're looking into and what you want to spend your time on. And someone like Quartermain, I think that's important.
I have to finish the whole Amos and Glenn thing.
All right.
So,
but for the rest, you should let me do my job.
We'll see.
We'll fucking see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Bitch, you quit.
I can do what I want.
No, you ain't got nothing now. You ain't got a title.
You're gonna have to break into some David Lee Roth. And, You ain't got nobody.
Anyways, I need to see if I can catch up Karina before dawn. So.
All right.
So you're gonna wait outside the prince's domain?
Yep.
Lily, you get an odd text. It's a number you don't recognize to your phone. Watch yourself. You could be next. Keep your guards active. A friend. That's what it says at the bottom of the text. A friend.
I reply, who is this?
A friend is all that comes back. Nothing else.
I immediately get on the comms.
Okay.
I need all guards on alert, 24-hour rotating shifts. I've just received word of a potential threat.
Yes, ma'am. I'll make sure that everyone knows. Overtime it is.
Okay.
Okay, Quartermain?
I have a number to leave a message for Razor if I need to.
Yes.
I text that number.
Okay.
Would like to talk tomorrow night. And I give a location, the place where my office is going to end up being.
Okay, the answer comes back almost immediately. Just you and me?
Just you and me, brother.
Done. And that's it.
I forward the number to Karina and say, tell me who owns this phone. I'll owe you one.
That's where we're going to end, I think, for tonight. I think it's been a rough night. We've got the loss of a kindred. Upset Lily. But at the same time, Philo was instrumental in figuring out that it's not the same as the arsons. Someone's trying to blame it on the arsons, trying to cover their tracks. But they lack the key piece of information that Philo has, that only Philo had, that he hasn't shared with anyone other than the Coterie.
And yep, Lily did hear it before she went downstairs.
Yeah.
That it was that the
We told you that
arsons,
early.
Yeah, they were supernatural.
He told you that at the beginning while you were waiting in the car for the cops and everybody to go in.
They were supernatural.
And at the same time, there was an ambush that the Coterie managed to avoid, which was not what I had planned, but it also shows an alliance of sorts. And I guess the time for playing with Black Spiral Dancers is coming to an end. They have pushed their limits and they've pushed their luck, and Stanford is upset. And then we come to Stanford himself. Kindred Nosferatu, infamous for his ruthlessness. Doesn't seem too upset that he lost his own herald. Doesn't seem to be impacted in the slightest that his herald is gone and he has to find a new one. And he's awful blasé about death counts for one who's lost his princedom before for it. Is he really changed as who he was, or has he still the same ruthless individual? For some members of the Coterie who know his history, you have to wonder. He used fire before, fire bombs to eliminate Ventru and all their servants. Could he be doing it again? Fire was his preferred method, his way of getting even. That's where we're going to end. Very dark chapter. If you think this story has a happy ending, everybody, you haven't been watching. Actions
so
have
help
consequences.
me, if it was the prince that did it, Lily's going to publicly execute him.
And Karina knows something. It's obvious she knows something that she's not coming up off of. And Lily has a friend. She don't know who it is.
I'm looking into it.
That's where we end. And I'd like to thank everyone for coming and watching DC by Night this week. And I'd like to thank our special guest, Dr. Philo Exeter. We love having you on. Can't wait to have you back.
Always awesome.
Your story is, we may have to schedule you a lot sooner to come back than the gap between your previous one. Actually, we've been talking, we may be doing soon some off week during other night vignettes for some of the side stuff that isn't the primary part of the story, that mainly involves one or two kindred one or two kindred that would take up a large amount of the session without the rest of the Coterie playing. Perhaps because I know Dr. Philo and Lily have some things they need to hash out. Locke has some things that are mainly would be Locke and Tabitha, or Locke and Jack, and those kind of things. And even Quartermain has a meeting with Razor. So those may get to be one of our new side vignettes that are just be recorded to be played, just so that it doesn't take up a whole session to do these little scenes. We can have multiple short ones, stick them together. That way we can keep the story moving forward. Because as Quartermain points out, for the next check on somebody's project, it's going to be a long time on stream at the rate we're covering time on our weekly streams. So thank you all for coming, and it's a very dark chapter.
Thank you. And sorry for the multiple breaks. I really needed an emotional.
Well, but thankfully the viewers only had to see one. And as always, if you want to talk with us about this episode and you have comments on it, because it's a dark one, pop over to Gehenna Gaming Discord chat. Look in the chat. We'll have a link. You can pop over to McStabber's Lounge, and you can hang out there, and we talk about it all the time. If you want to watch other vampire channels, Macabre Derek is on after this. I'm not sure if this episode ran long enough. It might have. If not, pop over right after it's over. I think it did, though. This has been a two series of long ones. It's some heavy shit. Of course, Tuesday night you can watch Black Death Chronicles with Tamshu. Great storyteller. Actually, he's got a great whole player group. It's great. Long Beach by Night comes on before this with our friend Jake from Q Time. He's not on. I don't know if Joey's coming back anytime soon, but Q Times is amazing. Go over to Q Times, give him a follow, because there's a lot of great shows on there. Even the Jake in them, like Clear Skies.
Clear Skies is really good.
Yeah. I mean, there's some great shows on there. Or Friday night, come hang out with Jake on Q Times. We'll talk some shit. Even you'll see some of us even in there. Kate Cunning's there a lot. Right before Long Beach, or LA by Night.
I try to pop in there when I'm not working until almost 11 o'clock on a Friday night.
Or if I'm not prepping for the stream. Of course, if you want to see our old content, go to YouTube. Chat's over there. If you want to support the channel, give us a follow. If you really want to support, give us a subscribe.
And if you have a Prime account through Amazon, you can tie that to get a free subscription that you just have to click renew on monthly.
Yep. And of course, Philo, anything, Celador, we love having you on. First of all, you are a great player. It's always a joy when you're in any session with us. Even the non-streamed when we played with B-Dave, you were great to play with us. We love playing with you.
Thank you.
So anything you'd like to add before we go?
No. I just want to wish you luck.
Thank you.
Because you're going to need it. Yes. And I did want to, just one last thing. I would want to tell Steve that I know where he can find Ludlow.
Okay.
That's the only thing I just want to leave him with. I know where he can be found.
Steve has about his parentage.
Jeez. I hope we have a story time next time.
Yeah. There's lots of story time. Oh,
no, you missed what I said.
Yeah,
I hope we have a storyteller next time that your wife doesn't shank you.
Murder me.
I know, right? Because I may shank him between this episode and next.
If I killed Raphael and Wayland.
It would be on.
I'll be honest, if the dice fell that way, we'd have lost both. Fuck. The dice determined who survived. The dice determined whether none. I knew how, depending on if Wayland survived, I knew how that would have occurred. If Raphael survived, I know how that occurred. And if both died, I know how that occurred. It just happened the dice said that Raphael was the survivor. And so that's what we went with the story, because I let the dice determine the survivors in cases like those. But it's been a dark episode and it's a rough episode. And I thank you all for coming. And we'll see you next week. Next week will be special guest, I believe. We either have one or it's Corey.
We have Corey.
It's either Corey or it's one of the blank ones.
No,
we'll
have
Corey's coming. Corey is coming back, so you will get to see Sabrina again.
Sabrina's coming back.
Which plays into some of what's been going on here lately, because maybe she has some insight. She knows some or some lupine too. She's had experience with them.
And I have a pet now.
And
you have a pet. And you have a Haven.
Slinky. Oh my God, Slinky.
Slinky. Yeah.
Yeah. Who the fuck names her wolf? Slinky. Well, Locke does.
Locke does. Yes.
Thank you all, and good night, everyone.
Good night.